that. And we are live.
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Eloisa Amado Romero. I am an outreach recruitment counselor today here at Cal State Fullerton, and today I'll be covering Cal State Fullerton highlights and also admission purposes. So who are we? We are the Titans. We were founded in 1957. We were the 12th established CSU. We started with a class of 452 students, and now we have almost 40,000 students on our campus. We are a Division I school for 15 different sports, such as baseball, soccer. I know Dodgers won the World Series, so Justin Turner was actually an alum from our campus. And our mascot is Tuffy the Titan, and it's actually an elephant. And the reason why our mascot is an elephant is because back in the 1960s, we actually had an elephant race here on campus. And that was a day that was declared for the date of the Titan. And we actually have our mascot, our elephant, and it's called Tuffy. We are located in Orange County. We're about 7 miles away from Disneyland, 22 miles away from LA. And some of our unique majors is that we have a bachelor's in fine arts, music theater, international business. We do have a bachelor's and master's program combined for computer science. And we also have a direct entry into the nursing program. So we have 8 different academic colleges, 110 different programs. Our average age for our student is 23 years old. And usually, we have that average because a lot of our students are transfer students. So we are a big commuter school. And even though we're a commuter school, it doesn't feel like a commuter school because there's so many different activities and things to do on campus. And our top majors for transfer students is that we have a business administration, communication, child and adolescent studies, psychology, and sociology. Some of our campus resources, we have 5 diversity initiatives resource centers. We have the Dreamers Resource Center, African American Resource Center, Asian American Resource Center, Latinx Resource Center, and the LGBTQ Resource Center. So we care about diversity. Diversity is such an important thing for our campus. So we want to make sure that students are feeling connected with how they identified, and also connected to their classes as well. We have over 350 clubs and organizations, from like a Harry Potter club to clubs are part of your major, clubs are part of religions based. And we also have housing and residential engagement. So they are opportunities for students to live on campus if they're interested. It is a first come, first serve basis. So you do have to apply as soon as you get accepted to the university to the housing. So just be aware of that. And we have so many different resources that I wish I could cover, but we have limited time. So feel free to reach out to me if you have any other questions. In terms of our transfer requirements, we're looking for students to have a 60 transferable units and the Golden 4. So the Golden 4 is oral communication, written communication, critical thinking, and math. The associate degree for transfer is optional, and our application opens up October 1st to November 30th. The application is $70 per application, and you apply through calstate.edu/apply. It's one application to all 23 different campuses. So it's the benefit of doing one application, but each campus that you apply to, it's $70. Our GPA cutoff for fall 2021, just to give you an idea, for our local area was a 3.01. For out of local is a 3.2 GPA, but it varies. So each year can go up, it could go down. It depends on the application pool that we get. And majors that do have additional requirements is music, criminal justice, nursing, and dance. Some of our financial resources are tuition for fall 2021. If you're being a part-time student, meaning that you take 1 to 6 units, it's about $2,294. If you're a full-time student, meaning that you take 7 units or more, so like 7 to 15 units, it's $3,490 per semester. We do qualify, we do accept the FAFSA and the California Dream Act, and we have unique scholarships as the Abrego Future Scholars for our students are first generation, and Guardian Scholars for our students that are part of the foster care system. We do have campus services, such as we have webinar Wednesdays that are happening October 6th all the way to December 8th. So please definitely feel free to check out our services. And we have campus tours in person and virtual as well. So here's our contact information. Thank you so much for your help. Thank you so much for visiting it. And then I'll pass it to the next person.
All right. Is it my turn, Laguna College of Art and Design? No one else has joined, right? We're still waiting for those other schools. Okay, thank you. All right, my name's Annie Lucido. I'm an admissions counselor at LCAD, which stands for Laguna College of Art and Design. We're in Laguna Beach, and I'm gonna share my screen with you here. All right. Okay, so we are kind of the odd one out in the room here. We're an art school, very, very small art school. We're a private nonprofit. We are fully accredited, so we have the same, BFA, Bachelor's of Fine Arts degrees offered at LCAD that would be offered at any Cal State or UC. So we're a real school, you're getting a real degree. And that's where we're located in South Orange County. And Laguna Beach, if you haven't been there before, it's a really beautiful destination. It's a very popular tourist spot. There's lots of art. It was founded as an arts colony actually in the late 1800s. So that's why there's a big festival every summer. There's tons of galleries, really wonderful museum. So our location is just great. It's just beautiful. Also, nature-wise, right? And we're located in Laguna Canyon. So if you've been to that area before, you drove through Laguna Canyon and you just passed our campus. So we're very small. We only have about 700 students. We have 2 campuses. They're walking distance from each other. Main campus is kind of the older part of the college, and it's our traditional media campus. So that means our drawing, painting, and sculpture studios are here. We also have a fabrication lab where we have 3D printers and laser cutters. And we also have the lovely student lounge here, a beautiful outdoor park, as well as our library. And then just around the bend in the canyon is our Big Bend campus. So this is where we house our digital media majors. So graphic design, game art, animation, and some illustration classes. So all the computer labs are here. That's why it kind of looks like an office building, but inside it's very different from that. And we do have a shuttle, of course, that gets students back and forth. It would probably take you like 5 minutes to walk between these 2 buildings, so it's not far at all. I'm going to skip this video, and I'm going to go into talking about, more details about the college, but here's a look at where a lot of our alumni are working. So for an art school even, I have to emphasize how small we are. We only have 700 students. Our average class size is between 12 and 20 students. And even for an art school, we're small. We're like half the size of Art Center, way smaller than Cal Arts. We only have 7 different BFA degrees, so 7 majors total. So we don't have like performing arts, dance, music, but the things that we do offer, we really specialize in. And they are predominantly paths, to the entertainment industry, making artwork for the entertainment industry. Okay. So to talk a little bit more about admissions criteria. So when you apply to LCAD, first of all, it's free. We don't have an application fee at all. You apply through our website, it's just lcad.edu. In the top right corner says apply. That's where you can create your application portal, like your login, and you will upload your portfolio there eventually, as well as your essay. And we do need, of course, official transcripts. So from the college you're attending or any colleges you've attended, we'll need official up-to-date transcripts. And from high school, we'll still need those too. We don't have actually like transfer requirements at all. All that we require is that you have taken a class at a college and you're considered a transfer student. And I'll talk a little bit more about transfer details towards the end of this, but of course, you have to apply to the college, just start your application before you can start the transfer process. The most important thing to know about LCAD and about art schools in general is that you have to have a portfolio to apply. You have to submit a portfolio of your artwork. And LCAD's a little bit different in that we require that you choose your major when you apply, and your portfolio really needs to be tailored to your major of interest. That's something that I can help you with, of course, if you're still kind of undecided or you're really torn between two majors. My job as your counselor is to give you all the info you need to help you prepare and make that decision. And it's not impossible to switch your major if you do change your mind. As far as deadlines go, the early action deadline, it's not really a hard deadline, is December 1st. Okay, so that would be for fall 22 if you were applying for that semester. If you apply for spring, December 1st is the deadline because the spring semester starts, of course, at the end of January. It doesn't make a difference in your scholarship amount if you apply before or after this date. Okay, so a lot of students are trying to rush to like finish up their portfolios when really they probably would benefit from spending a bit more time on them. And that would probably get them more scholarship as opposed to applying before December 1st. And I totally forgot to set a timer for how long I'm talking, so I might need someone to kind of like just flag me if I'm getting close to the limit. Okay, so portfolios, that's really the main thing I want to focus on here today because that's such a big question mark. If someone knows they're going to go to art school, they know they want to focus on that as their career, right? This is really the first place you got to start is looking at the work you have and figuring out how to put your best foot forward and really make a good impression. And of course, earn a bigger scholarship when you apply to college. So it all comes down to your portfolio. And it's always a head scratcher, right? Like what is supposed to be in my portfolio? Where do I start? What's considered good enough? You know, what's appropriate? For our purposes for applying to college and specifically applying to LCAD, it's all about your technical drawing ability, really your drawing skill. I prefer not to say ability because if you practice your skill, you're gonna be really good, right, over time. But that's really what you want to show off in your portfolio for any major. We do have portfolio guidelines that are specific for each major. I have a link to those I can share with you guys today. And they're all on our website, of course, but it's really crucial to, you know, if you're starting this process, start getting familiar with exactly what we want to see in your portfolio, depending on your major. So we really go in depth to describe that, you know, specifically what types of drawings we want to see for an illustration portfolio versus an animation portfolio. Okay, and my job actually as your counselor is to give you preliminary feedback on your work. So you don't have to like send in your portfolio and just like cross your fingers and hope you get a good score. It's my job actually to take a look at your work before you submit it and give you some criticism and some feedback so that you can really optimize your chances of scholarship, more scholarship. Okay, tuition, financial aid, all of that. So LCAD's a private school. We cost a lot more than a public school like Cal State Fullerton. I happen to go to Cal State Fullerton. I got my Bachelor's of Fine Arts there. So I enjoyed a lower tuition than LCAD. But you know, there's a lot of benefits, a lot of major differences between private and public schools that we can talk about. Our tuition is about $34,000 a year. That's before any merit scholarship. And the average merit scholarship we award is about $8,000 per year. You don't have to reapply for that every year. That's kind of locked in at the time of your acceptance. And again, that's really based on the strength of your portfolio. So if you really push yourself, you can certainly get a bigger scholarship, more than $8,000 annually. But that's about the average. So that's good to use as you know, as you're calculating costs at this stage. That's actually way less than most art schools cost. Other art schools in our area or Southern California are closer to $50,000 a year. So we're a lot more reasonable than them, but still a lot of money. So it's really important that you file your FAFSA. And I can, you know, answer some FAFSA questions, but I'm not an expert. The financial aid office would be much better suited to help you with those specific questions. But even as an applicant, you can still get in touch with them. Okay, I'm going to skip housing, and I don't have a slide regarding transfer stuff, but I want to use my last maybe minute or so here to talk about that specifically. And if you want to take a screenshot of my contact information here, you absolutely can. Again, I'm your assigned admissions counselor. I help students in your area through the application process, and we can set up a virtual portfolio review or a virtual tour or just a meeting when I can go over more details about LCAD and our degrees. But regarding transfer info, basically, when you transfer to an art school, your art classes are not automatically transferable, and most students don't get transfer credit for their art classes that they complete at their community college. It's very frustrating, but it's something that's really important to know early on so that you don't get surprised and feel like you wasted time. It's certainly not a waste of time to take your art classes, because that's going to just help your chances of getting a bigger scholarship and improve your portfolio, right? That's really worth it. But all GE classes, any non-art classes, you will automatically get transfer credit for those. So that being said, the average transfer student still spends about 3.5 years once they get accepted to LCAD to complete their degree. So it's not as straightforward as a lot of other majors like, business or something, where you can complete 2 years at your community college, transfer, and then have 2 years to finish up at USC or something. Doesn't quite work like that with art schools. You're going to spend closer to 3 years, probably even a little bit more. So I always recommend students try to transfer sooner rather than later, so that they're not loading up on a bunch of classes that won't transfer. If you have more questions specifically about which classes transfer, you're welcome to reach out to me. We have a transfer specialist that works in our admissions office, and she can get in depth about specific classes that you should take, and in effort to get more transfer credit. Okay, I feel like I probably have talked for 5 minutes. I'm not sure if I have, but I'll go ahead and stop sharing here. I may have talked more than that, but thank you for listening.
Hello, everyone. I'm Melanie from University of the West, and I'm going to share my PowerPoint with you. So, let's see here. Perfect. So University of the West is located in Rosemead, California, which is 20 minutes from Los Angeles County. We're a private, liberal, nonprofit university, and we are WASC accredited, Western Association of School and Colleges. So any of the classes that you take at our school are transferable to UC and CSUs, and also credit to Rio Hondo and all the community colleges. We can accept the credits that you take at the community college level. Our mission is to provide a whole person education in the context of informed by Buddhist wisdom and values. So we do have Buddhist affiliations. A lot of our donors are Buddhists, but this does not mean that our students are required to be Buddhist to attend our school. It only means that in our lessons, we facilitate cultural understanding and an appreciation between East and West values. So our main priority and our values here at University of the West is all about character, compassion, and community. Now, our campus, we are a student population of about 300 students. So we're a very small school, but we call ourselves tiny but mighty. And even though we're small, we have 2 residence halls. We do have an undergraduate residence hall and a graduate hall. We have a basketball court. Our dining hall should be opening this spring. And we also have a pool and a jacuzzi. We have a lot of events on campus. Of course, we just started coming back on campus this fall. We'll restart that again this semester in spring. And we're on a 10-acre land, and our views are of the San Gabriel Valley. It's beautiful when we have events. Since we are 20 minutes from downtown LA, we're very close to all of these hotspots in LA, like Santa Monica, downtown LA. The Montebello shops are just 5 miles away. The Panda Express headquarters is right next door to us. There's also a Walmart. If students don't drive, you can just walk down the street and get some groceries. Now, our student population consists of 50% international students and 50% domestic students. So our students represent people from all over the world, where you can interact with and learn about their cultures. They come from Mexico, they come from Ghana, Romania, Denmark, China, of course, Korea, and all of these different places. Our campus life is very exciting. We just started up our UWest Wednesdays again. Every Wednesday, some type of There's an event on campus where we either bring food, or boba is very big in our community, and we just give it to the students and our staff and our community members, and everyone just gets to hang out with each other and mingle, just to like really celebrate our community. Interfaith Week is exciting. Service days where we go out in the community and we help elementary schools and we clean up our campus. And then we have a lot of different clubs. Although we don't have sports teams, there are many different clubs like Kung Fu Club, Anime Club, Basketball Club, Student Government Club. So if there is a club that you feel like you want to start, we definitely encourage that on campus. We also have a lot of student resources that can be found in our library: free tutoring, free printing. We have a great mental health counselor at the Wellness Center, academic advising, services for students with disability, lots of financial aid resources. We'll talk about that a little later. Our prices for school are very affordable. I'll actually skip to this slide. So our price for a full-time undergraduate living on campus is this middle number here, and that's actually almost half of what the other local private universities are around us. Oh, sorry, this is a little messed up, but undergraduate tuition, if you are just driving into campus, is even less than half of the 31,000. So if you're driving into campus, it would just be 12,000, and that doesn't even include the scholarships or the financial aid that we could offer you. Speaking of the scholarships, especially for transfer students, we have a scholarship that's dedicated to transfer students. It's called the Meta Scholarship right here. You earn about $6,000 per year, and it is renewable annually. All you need is a minimum GPA of 3.0. You can match that with the AJ Wang Scholarship, $2,000 a year, and that will significantly bring your tuition down. Now, our undergraduate programs that we offer, since we are a liberal arts college, we have 4 main ones: Bachelor of Liberal Arts, Business Administration, English, and Psychology. These are our different concentrations for bachelor's in Business Administration, Accounting, Computer Information System, International Business and Marketing. Bachelor's in English, you can have a concentration in literature, and TESOL. TESOL is a certificate where if you're a career-oriented person, you can take this certificate within your degree program and teach English to speakers of other languages. So when travel is back up, you can take this certificate and teach English anywhere around the world. It's a great career move. Liberal arts, these are student design concentrations. So there isn't a specific one, but if you like certain classes and you want to take a bunch of different ones, you want to take business classes, psychology classes, a lot of our students take this liberal arts degree. It's also for any undecided majors, and they create their own concentration, of course, with the guidance of our faculty and our staff. So some examples are public relations and marketing, religion, world religion, and psychology. Now, our admission deadline, we do recognize rolling admissions. Spring, we encourage you to submit your application by November 15th. But of course, with rolling admissions, you can apply up until the day we start school, which will be in January. Transfer minimum GPA is about a 2.0. And it takes about 3 to 4 weeks to figure out if you've been admitted. We highly recommend that you submit your official transcripts, especially for community colleges. You can get a transfer credit evaluation, and that way we can determine how many units you'll be awarded and how many units you'll be expected to complete for your bachelor's degree. Yep, and there are 2 ways to apply. You can apply online at our university, applyuwest.org, and we can also be found on the Common App. The Common application is free, and I would like to waive our fee, our application fee, with this online promo code here for you, Lotus21. All you need is an essay, official transcripts, and a copy of your ID. And if you have any questions, you can go ahead and email us here, admissions@uwest.edu, and I'll put our information in the chat for you. Thank you.
Hi, Eloisa. Did you want to go ahead and share your screen and start your presentation? We have
Sure.
Eloisa. Okay, perfect.
All right. Good morning, everybody. My name is Eloisa Romero. I am an outreach and recruitment counselor here at Cal State Fullerton. And today I'll be talking about a little bit about Cal State Fullerton highlights. So just give me one. Okay, so some of our highlights is that we were established in the 1957. We were the 12th CSU established CSU in the CSU system. We started with a class of 452 students, and we are a Division I school for 15 different sports, such as baseball, basketball, soccer, and other different sports that we're very competitive. And some of our information, we are Titans. So our mascot is called Tuffy the Titan. And the reason why our mascot is an elephant is because we were founded in because in the 1960s we had an elephant race here on campus, and during the elephant race we actually won third place, and that was the day that was recognized as the Day of the Titans, and our mascot became an elephant, and the elephant is called Tuffy the Titan. We are about 7 miles away from Disneyland, 22 miles away from LA. And some of our unique majors is that we have a bachelor's in fine arts, music theater, international business. We also have a program that is combined of a bachelor's and master's program for computer engineering. And we have a direct entry into the nursing program. So some of our information about our colleges, we have 8 different academic colleges, 110 different majors and programs. We have almost 40,000 students here at Cal State Fullerton. So it's a pretty big school, it's a medium-sized school, but it never feels like a big school. There's so much things to do. And our average age of our students is 23 years old. And we have a lot of students that are transfer students. So knowing that, we try to cater to them as well, doing late classes, having classes online. So because we know that our transfer students sometimes have other commitments and other requirements, other things that they have in their plate as well, like full-time jobs, families. So we try to cater for them as much as we can. And we also have our top 5 majors for our transfer students. There are business administration, communication, child and adolescent studies, psychology, and sociology. Some of our campus resources, we have a lot of campus resources. We want the students to feel connected. Like I mentioned, we are a commuter school, but it never feels like we're a commuter school. And the reason for that is because a lot of our student activities are happening every single day. So there's so much things happening on our campus every single day. We do have 5 diversity resource centers. We have the Asian American Resource Center, African American Resource Center, Dreamers Resource Center, LGBTQ Resource Center, and we have an Asian American Resource Center, and Latinx Resource Center, I'm sorry. And we have over 350 clubs and organizations, from religion-based clubs to major clubs, like depending on what major you are. We also have clubs based on like interest. So we have like a Harry Potter club, like the students that are still interested in Harry Potter. We have Ballet Folklorico, for example. And then some of our we also have housing and residential engagement. So we do have opportunities for students to stay on campus and live on campus if that's interested to you. We do have limited space, so we encourage students to apply as soon as possible. And like I mentioned, we have a lot of different resources for our students so they can get connected and be successful and graduate, right? That's the main point, to graduate, and have a successful career. So what are our transfer requirements? Our transfer requirements is that you do need to be in good academic standing, have 60 transferable units, and have the Golden 4. The Golden 4 is oral communication, written communication, critical thinking, and math. We do prefer the associate degree for transfer. I know a lot of community colleges are actually now offering that, but it's not a requirement. So if you don't have it, it's completely fine. And remember that the associate degree for transfer does provide a little bit more support. It does give you a boost on your GPA. It also gives you, a different, it will give you a redirection if that's something that that is needed for in your case. And our fall application does open up October 1st to November 30th. It is one application for all 23 different campuses, but you do have to pay $70 per campus. There is a fee waiver that you can apply to. If you do apply for the fee waiver, you get 4 applications for free. And actually the application itself does it for you automatically. So once you put your financial information, it will do it for you automatically to see if you qualify for those 4 fee waivers. And then in terms of our GPA, so these are your transfer requirements, and what makes you eligible to us, is our GPA. So for our ADA local for fall 2021 was 3.2. So just be aware that so it is a little bit high. We are an impacted campus, and regardless if you're coming as if you're coming as a business major or an English major, is still the same requirement for our GPA. Now, majors that do have additional requirements are nursing, music, criminal justice, and dance. So for music and dance, you do have to do a audition. And for criminal justice, you do need to have criminal justice 101. And for nursing, you do have to have the RN or the LVN in order for you to apply for the nursing program. So in terms of financial resources, we do offer the FAFSA. Well, we do accept the FAFSA at the California Dream Act. And usually our cost per semester is $2,294 if you're a part-time student. So if you're taking 1 to 6 units, that's the cost. If you take 7 units or more, so 7 to 12 to 15 units, it's about $3,490. So it's like a bracket base. We do offer scholarships, and when you apply for the FAFSA and the Dream Act, we do have grants, loans, federal work study, and we also have unique scholarships that you can apply before you transfer. So that period when you're in the process of being accepted. One of these scholarships is the Abrego Futures College, which is for first generation college students, and we also have our Guardians College, which is students for our part of foster care, that one you can apply whenever. Here's some information about our campus tours and also our webinars. We're doing a Wednesday webinar series this fall semester. So this semester is starting October 6th to December 8th. We're going to have webinars every Wednesday on different topics from CSUF highlights, more detailed than this one, financial aid, how to be successful here. We're having a webinar about how to be a dreamer and be successful here at Cal State Fullerton. And then our campus tours, we are doing in-person tours, but we're also doing virtual tours as well. And this is my contact information. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Eloisa. We had a lot more students join in after your presentation was over, so I wanted to give them a chance to hear it.
Yeah, thank you.
I do believe that we have some questions, so give me 1 minute. There's questions coming in on the chat from students that are watching this live, and so there is questions in the chat that Scarlett is typing as we speak. So I know a few of them are for Fullerton. You want to go ahead and answer?
Yes, so the first question for Fullerton says, does Cal State Fullerton have a teaching credential program taken while getting a bachelor's degree? No, we don't have like a combination of a teaching credential program. We do have a teaching credential program that is 1 year. So the benefit of coming to Cal State Fullerton and getting your bachelor's degree and then applying to the teaching credential is that we do have a Center for Careers in Teaching that you can get information from as you're an undergrad here, as you're doing your bachelor's degree. And 75% of our students that are part of the teaching credential are actually alum from Cal State Fullerton. So that creates a little bit of more support for when you're getting to that next step. And the next question is, does Fullerton have a bachelor's to master's program in criminal justice? We don't have a combined bachelor's and master's program in criminal justice. We do have a program that are we do have a criminal justice bachelor's and we have a master's program in criminal justice. And for the nursing program, so yes, we do, for the nursing program is an RN to BSN. So you do have to have the RN license in order for you to apply for the bachelor's degree in nursing, and or you can have the LVN as well. And if you are a transfer student and you're thinking of doing nursing, I would encourage you to reach out to our nursing department. I'll put the link to their website because they'll actually do webinars, year round about how to transfer to Cal State Fullerton and all the requirements. Scarlett, is the other question for me as well? How hard is it?
Yes, I think it's like they're still asking.
Oh, okay. So in terms of our GPA, so it depends on thank you, Scarlett, for clarifying. It depends on the application cycle. So if a lot of students apply and they have like a 3.5, then that would be like our GPA baseline. It can go up, it can go down. So I was just sharing our fall 2021 admissions just to give you an idea of what usually our numbers are. So students that are not part of Orange County Community College are considered out of local. So if you're not graduating from a community college in Orange County, you'll be considered out of local. And for the online sociology program, that's through extended education. So that's a different requirement. If a program, so we have all these programs that we have 110 different programs, but we do have like 4 or 5 programs that are mainly online. So sociology and business, those are through extended education, and those have different requirements. Most likely they do require for you to have the 60 units and the golden 4, but they also, for the GPA, that varies, and also the cost varies a little bit as well.
Okay, I don't see any more questions at this time. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
How long will the break be for, Scarlett, before we get started again?
Yeah, if you guys want to take like just like 2-3 minutes of a break, and then we'll start again the session.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So we're going to go ahead and get started again.
Awesome. Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Eloisa Romero. I am an outreach and recruitment counselor here at Cal State Fullerton, and I'll be talking some about CSUF highlights. Oops. So we are the Titans. We were established in 1957. We were the 12th established CSU out of the 23 different campuses that we have. We started with a class of 452 students, and we have almost 40,000 students in our campus now. We are a Division I school for 15 different sports, such as baseball, basketball, soccer, volleyball, and our mascot is Tuffy the Titan. So Tuffy is actually an elephant, and the reason why our mascot is an elephant is because in the 1960s, we had an elephant race here on our campus. So we actually had multiple elephants here on our campus that they actually raced. We actually got third place in the race, but some of the that day was recognized as the Day of the Titan. Okay. We are located in Orange County. We're about 7 miles away from Disneyland, 22 miles away from Los Angeles. And some of our unique majors is that we do have a Bachelor's of Fine Arts, Music Theater, International Business. We do have a program that is combined bachelor's and master's program in computer engineering, and we have a direct entry into the nursing program. So we have 8 different academic colleges, 110 different programs, over 40,000 students enroll in our campus. We are a commuter school, so we have our average student age is 23 years old, and we have that average age because we do have transfer students we have a lot of transfer students that transfer to our campus. So a lot of our transfer students have different things, obligations that they have outside of class. So we try to make sure that we cater for them. So when I mentioned that is that we have late classes, right? Because we know students are working full time or they have, other family commitments. So we do have late classes. We have online classes that students can take. And our top majors for our transfer students is business administration, communication, child and adolescent studies, psychology, and sociology. So in terms of campus resources, we want our students to be successful here academically and also outside of our campus. So we want them to feel engaged. So we have a lot of different resources from, we have a health center, we have, our gym where we actually have a pool, where we have a rock climbing wall. We also have five diversity initiatives centers. We have the Asian American Resource Center, African American Resource Center, Latinx Resource Center, LGBTQ, and we have our Dreamers Resource Center. We have over 350 clubs and organizations where students can get involved based on their faith, based on their major, based on their interests. So we actually have like a Harry Potter club where students are, get to talk about the book, get to talk about the movies, so they get to interact with that. And we also have our housing and residential engagement department, which is our housing department, and students that are interested in living on campus are more than welcome to. So we do have a camping housing area. It is a short, we do have limited spacing, so please make sure you reach out to housing as soon as possible if you're interested in living on campus. And some of the requirements to transfer to Cal State Fullerton is that you do need to be in good academic standing, have 6 transferable units, and have the golden 4. So it's oral communication, written communication, critical thinking, and math. We do accept the associate degree for transfer for some majors. So please make sure that you check our website to see which majors we do have an agreement with your community college. And as you know, the associate degree for transfer is optional, and you do have benefits such as a boost in your GPA as well as redirection. And our fall application window opens up October 1st to November 30th. So it's one application for all 23 different campuses. And each campus application is $70. So it's one application, but you can submit it to all of the campuses. And if you do qualify for the fee waiver, you get 4 applications for free. And the fee waiver is very easy to do. Once you fill out your personal information, financial information, it will do it for you automatically. We do have a GPA. These are GPA for fall 2021. So for our local area, it was a 3.01. At a local is 3.02. So students that are coming from any Orange County, any community college outside of Orange County is considered out of local. And this is based on each academic year, so it can go up, it can go down. So depending on the school, depending on the application pool that we get. And some majors that do have additional requirement is music, nursing, criminal justice, and dance. For music and dance, you do have to do an addition. For criminal justice, you do have to have criminal justice 101. And for nursing, you do have to have the RN to BSN or the LVN to BSN in order for you to apply to the BSN program. Some of our financial resources, we do accept the FAFSA and the California Dream Act. Both applications open up October 1st to March 2nd. And we do offer scholarships, grants, loans, and federal work study as well. Some of our unique scholarships that we have here is that we have the Abrego Future Scholars, which is part of our first generation students that can apply to this scholarship. And the scholarship is actually due before you get admitted to the, or it's due like February, so before you actually come to the university. And then we have Guardian Scholars, which is students that were part of the foster care system. And our tuition right now for our cost for fall 2021, if you're a student that has 1 to 6 units, it's about $2,294. If you're a full-time student, taking 7 units to 12, 15 units is about $3,490. So it is a bracket base instead of like per unit like it is in the community college. And then here's some of our virtual services. We do have campus tours virtually as well as in person. And then we are doing a webinar Wednesday for this whole coming fall. It's starting October 6th to December 8th. We're going to be doing a webinar every single Wednesday on different topics such as, financial aid, scholarships, how to support your student as a parent. So there's so many different opportunities for students to get involved and get information as they're applying their application. And here is our contact information. Feel free to reach out to us. You can follow us on social media. And if you have any other questions, feel free to put it in the chat. I'm more than happy to answer them. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for listening. I'm Annie Lucido. I work at Laguna College of Art and Design. And let me go ahead and share my screen here with you guys. And I'm actually going to drop a link into the chat. I don't know, that students can see that, but maybe that's something we can make sure and share with you guys somehow. And I'm going to show you what that is. So that is our virtual table. So if this was an actual college fair, in person, well, this is one, but if it was an in-person one, we would have tables and, all this stuff on our tables. So that link is basically what that is. So let me share my screen. Okay, so if you've ever used Airtable, it's basically just like a link bank or link tree, to a bunch of different things. So this all basically links to different pages on our website. For example, here is our page for student work. So you can look at all the different majors that we offer here and student work from those programs. Okay, so just wanted to start with that, but I will go ahead and share my presentation now, and I'm going to make sure and set my timer this time. Okay. Where's my presentation? Okay, oh, that's at the very end. Okay, so again, my name's Annie Lucido, and I'm an admissions counselor at Laguna College of Art and Design. We are a very small art school in Laguna Beach. Laguna Beach is in South Orange County, so just, south of Los Angeles County. This map is really helpful because it points out a lot of locations of interest to us, to our, alumni and our faculty, specifically, in the entertainment industry. So most of our degree programs are a great path to making artwork for those purposes. Laguna Beach, if you're not familiar with the area, it's a lovely, beautiful beach town. It was founded as an arts colony, actually, so in the late 1800s. And that's why there are so many galleries, and there's a big art festival every summer. And there's a really lovely museum. So there's just art everywhere in Laguna Beach. And of course, we're a part of that as the art school. So we're located in Laguna Canyon. So if you drive to Laguna Beach, you have to go through this like windy canyon road. It's really beautiful nature-wise. It's, you know, very lush landscape. There's lots of wildlife. You'll see deer, hopefully not rattlesnakes, but probably on campus because we're right in the middle of the canyon. We have technically 2 locations that make up our campus, but they're within walking distance from each other. Main campus is kind of the older part of the school, and that's where we have our traditional media majors. Drawing, painting, and sculpture studios are here, as well as the library, the student lounge. There's a fabrication lab. There's a beautiful outdoor park. And then right around the bend in the canyon is Big Bend. So this is where we have our digital media majors. So graphic design, game art, animation, and entertainment design. And it looks very different, of course. It looks more like an office building, but that's just because it's mostly computer labs in there. So the downshooter labs for animators and Cintiq labs, of course. If you know what a Cintiq is, it's a big drawing tablet monitor. Okay. This is just a page to kind of give you an idea of where a lot of our alumni are working. So as you can see, predominantly entertainment industry. So popular degrees at LCAD are in animation, of course, that's like one of our biggest majors. Then game art is huge as well. And it's different than game design. It's all concept art for the game industry. It's not the same thing as game design, which is more like a computer science degree. So we don't hold that here. It's game art, so drawing focused actually. Illustration, graphic design, those are huge ones too. Entertainment design is all concept art for the entertainment industry. So that's not just games, right? It's just not focused on games, but it's meant for mostly animation industry and like the theme park industry too. Okay, I'm going to give you some detailed admissions info, and now I feel like I talked way too long last time, so I'll make sure and keep this shorter this time. So to apply to LCAD, it's free. We don't charge an application fee at all. There's also no extra fees at all at LCAD. Like while you're a student there, your tuition includes all fees. So no parking, no lab fee, no student activity fee, things like that, no graduation fee. Everything's included in tuition. Of course, we're a private school, so our tuition's higher, but I'll talk about that in the next frame. Most important thing to know about applying to LCAD is that you need a portfolio to showcase your artwork, and it needs to be specific to your major. And I'll talk more about that too. We also need official transcripts, of course, from your college, any colleges you've attended, as well as your high school. To start your application, just go to lcad.edu and click apply. And then once you do that, I will automatically reach out to you to introduce myself as your counselor. And that's important because it's good to get in touch with me early on so that I can give you preliminary feedback on your portfolio. Okay, the early action deadline for fall 22 is December 1st. This date is also the deadline for spring 22, okay? If you're applying for fall, don't rush to try to make this date. The final deadline is until August 1st, and it really doesn't make a difference in your scholarship amount if you apply after December 1st for fall. Okay, I'm basically out of time, but I have to emphasize portfolio development work. So just know again that we have major specific requirements for your portfolio. So if you go to our website, or if you use that, that table I shared with you guys, there's a link to the page on our website that says portfolio information. So you want to get really familiar with specifically what types of artwork, what types of drawings we want to see depending on your major of choice, because that's basically how it works. You're applying to your major when you apply to the college. Our tuition is about $34,000 a year, but the average merit scholarship is about $8,000 annually. So no one's paying that full price. You'll find that that is actually way less than most private schools, especially art schools for some reason. Most of the other art schools in California are around $50,000 a year. So we cost a lot less than them. Okay, I think I'm out of time. I will talk more about transfer info, but that might be something that you'll have to reach out to me for. But here's my contact info just in case. All right, thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm gonna pull up my PowerPoint presentation here. Give me 1 second. Great. Hi, I'm Melanie from University of the West. Let's see. So University of the West is a small, private, nonprofit liberal arts college. We're located in Rosemead, California, which is about 20 minutes away from downtown Los Angeles. We are WASC accredited, so any classes you take at our university are CSU UC transferable, which also means we recognize community college units that are also WASC accredited. So we highly recommend submitting your official transcripts, and we can do what's it called? A transfer credit evaluation. We can determine how many units we can accept at our school and also how many units will be expected of you when you transfer here to finish your degree. Our mission here is to provide a whole person education in the context informed by Buddhist wisdom. So we are a Buddhist affiliated school. We have a lot of donors in China and in Asia, but this does not mean our students have to be Buddhist to attend school here. This just means that our classes are facilitated with a cultural understanding and appreciation between the East and West cultures. Our values are all about character, compassion, and community. And our campus is coming back to life. Students were welcomed back on campus this fall. So we have students living in our dorms. We have 2 dorms, one for undergraduates and one for graduates. We also have a basketball court and a swimming pool, and our dining hall is going to open back up in spring. We're about 10 acres of land, and our campus overviews the San Gabriel Valley. Extremely beautiful, really tranquil, really concentrate on mindfulness and community. Since we are in downtown Los Angeles, you're about a 20-minute drive from some of these locations. Santa Monica, Universal Studios, if you're looking for the LA lifestyle, this is very excited to go to downtown LA. Right next to us is the Panda Express headquarters, and we also have the Montebello shops right down the street. Now, our campus population, we are a very small school, about 300 students, but we really give individualized attention so that each student will graduate. It's about a 10-to-1 ratio in our classes. We say that we're tiny but mighty. We're about 50% international students and 50% domestic students. Our students come from all around the world: Argentina, China, Philippines, Mexico, Ghana, Thailand. And we really celebrate the diversity on our campus and get to immerse yourself in different cultures. We have a lot of student-led clubs. Unfortunately, we don't have any sports teams, but we do have Kung Fu Club, Anime Club, government and criminal justice. We also encourage students, if they don't have a club that they feel like they want to join, they can also create their own clubs. US Wednesdays is a tradition we're bringing back. Every Wednesday, our campus host some type of event. We used to have In-N-Out. Boba is really big in our community. We would have a boba truck come and we just share for free for our students, for our staff and our faculty and our community. Everyone just comes on campus and gets to hang out with each other, and we create more community events. We have lots of student resources, free tutoring, free printing, financial aid services are extremely important. Of course, we have resident life to support our dorms, services for students with disabilities. You can find that all within our library. So we do have 2 dorms at a very reasonable cost. This semester, we're not including meals, but starting next semester, we will have our food services open. Our cost of attendance per year, if a transfer student is coming to live on campus, it would be about less than 32,000, which is very comparable to other private universities around us. If you are a student who's going to be driving in, a commuter, it's less than half of that, about almost 13,000 to attend. Now, to include financial aid, we do have a very special scholarship for transfer students. You just need to have a minimum GPA of 3.0, and it takes away $6,000 of that tuition of almost $13,000. So then we encourage you to apply for federal financial aid, and we can connect you with a financial aid counselor to figure out what your needs are and how else we can help you. Now, we do offer 4 undergraduate liberal arts programs. We have a bachelor's in liberal arts, bachelor's in business administration, in English, and in psychology. In business administration, you can pick between a concentration of accounting, computer information systems, international business, and marketing. Our bachelor's in English, there are 2 concentrations, the literature, and the second one is actually a certificate program, the TESOL. This is a great career initiative where a student can get the TESOL certificate within their degree and teach English anywhere around the world to speakers of other languages. We have a highly regarded Bachelor's of Arts in Liberal Arts degree, and this is a student design concentration. This is for any undecided majors and students who are looking to expand their knowledge. So they can take classes in religion and psychology and business, and they can develop their own concentration. Some examples are public relations and marketing, world religion and psychology, and there are many, many others that a lot of students have created. Now, our application deadline, we do recognize rolling admission. We do encourage you to fill it out for spring by November 15th, but of course you can apply up until the day classes start in January. The minimum GPA for transfer students is about a 2.0. And like I was mentioning, if you submit your transcripts and we can provide you with a transfer credit evaluation, you'll get about 3 to 4 weeks notice if you are admitted into our school. To apply, we are in 2 different sites, our own webpage, applyuwest.org, and we'd like to waive your application fee for you today using this promo code LOTUS21. We are also recognized on the Common App, so you would just check off University of the West. All we need is a personal essay, your official transcripts, and your ID. So if you guys have any questions, you can please email me at admissionsuwest.edu. You can give us a phone call, visit our website. I'll also put my information in the chat. Thank you so much.
I believe we have another break here. All schools presented, right? Yes.
Yes.
Scarlett, are you on?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry,
Okay.
they had a question about
Oh, no.
Channel Islands, and Channel Islands, unfortunately, it's not presenting. And then they have a question for, what's it for Fullerton? For Fullerton, how long will it take to complete a mechanical engineer degree as basically as a transfer student?
It takes about 2 years, depending on what classes you already took at the community college, but usually it takes about 2 years.
Perfect. And then for Fullerton, what priority does transfer students get in the terms of acceptance?
They don't get like a priority, so we have 2 different admissions. So the way that we see transfer students is that we go through transfer students and then we separate them from our freshmen. So it's 2 different targets that we have. So they don't get like a priority. We have our own target for our transfer students for admissions numbers, and then we have our own target for our freshman numbers as well. What gives you a little bit more priority is if you're part of our local area, because the GPA is lower, but if you're not, then you still have a pretty good chance if your GPA is strong.
Perfect. And then we also have, it says that they're transferred from Chaffey College. How many units would they need to complete basically at their college to get accepted to Fullerton?
They just need 60 units and the golden 4.
And then they want to know about the golden 4. Like, What are the
So
classes?
Golden 4 is oral communication, critical thinking, math, and English. And they also have a transfer center at Chafee. They can also reach out to them. And we do transfer appointments with Chafee as well. So we can definitely set up if they have any further questions as well.
Great. Do you have the link where they can actually schedule like that appointment?
I believe they have to reach out to the transfer center, and the transfer center gives them the link.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And then there was another question you sent privately.
Oh, yeah. They just wanted to know about the local, if it was like a 3.2 for non-local students.
Yeah, so the GPA is fluctuates every year. So for our local students this past year was a 3.01, and then for our out of local was a 3.2.
Okay.
And we're impacted all around. So regardless if you're coming as business or I think the student was an animation, it's still the same requirement.
Okay, perfect. And then the other question was, they want to know for animation, how long would it take to get their degree?
It usually takes about 2 years. So once they transfer, they have to go to orientation, and during orientation, they'll do an academic plan, and usually it's about 2 years to graduate.
Perfect. Great. That's all the questions we have.
I'm gonna put the Chafee Transfer Center information so they can reach out to them as well.
Perfect. I'll make sure to share it on YouTube.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
When would you like for us to start again?
Scarlett, what time should we start again?
Sorry, I was like, if you guys wanted to start like at 11:15, give everybody like 3 minutes to get square away, if that's okay with everybody.
Yeah, that's fine. So we're doing just sessions continuously, or we're just doing 4 sessions and that's it?
We were supposed to do continuously, like basically like throughout until 1 o'clock.
Oh, okay, because I understood that it was just 4 sessions, like, throughout. But it's okay. I just wanted to double check.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah,
we'll
'cause I
see.
thought it was like one
Oh,
at 10 and then 10:30 and then 11, then 11:30 or something like that.
So yeah, it was supposed to be like every 30 minutes, but until like 1 o'clock.
Okay.
So if you need to, if there's like a problem, let me know, and like I can let them know.
No, I'm just wondering because if people are moving around and they're waiting, like they're going from one session, maybe the other sessions are doing every 30 minutes, so they're just waiting
So
for.
yeah, so if you guys want to like wait, we could wait until 11:30 and start again at 11:30, and then give people, if they have questions, whoever's watching, they can always put it on the chat and we can answer questions in the meantime.
Yeah, I think that's better.
We can definitely do that. That way we can get back on track on the time.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
So we'll start again at 11:30, and then if I get questions on the chat, I'll let everybody know.
Is there like a
Perfect, thank you.
cue we can give each other for time? I think so that we stay on time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like 5 minutes each. But the time basically is supposed to be 5 minutes each and then questions.
I wasn't stopping anybody, and the reason for that is because we don't have the 4th presenter.
Okay.
It was totally okay for you guys to go a little over.
Perfect.
But if you guys want, I can time and then have you guys stop at the 5 minutes. It's totally up to you guys.
Well, we can
Whatever works
extend
best for
that
you.
time. Since there's only 3 of us in 30 minutes.
Yeah, because I think so. I didn't time Fullerton, but Melanie, I think you just went like at 6 minutes.
Oh, perfect.
So it
Okay.
was only like a minute over. Yeah. And then the Laguna College, she timed herself. So
Great.
whatever works for you guys is okay. We have that extra 5 minutes because we don't have the fourth CSU.
Yeah.
So if you guys did 6, 7 minutes, it's totally okay.
Okay. Thanks. Sorry. I didn't know how long I was going.
Oh no, yeah, I timed you. You were about 6 minutes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. See you guys in 15.
Okay. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started at 11:30. We do have a university that just joined us, which is Academy of the Arts. Hi, welcome. So
Thank
we
you.
will have Fullerton present, and then it's Laguna College, and then it'll be University of the West, and then you can follow right after.
Gladly, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, I'm gonna get started then. Hi, good morning, everybody. Eloisa Romero here, Outreach and Recruitment Counselor at Cal State Fullerton. It's such a beautiful day to be here. So I'm gonna talk about Cal State Fullerton highlights, campus highlights. So we were established in 1957. We were the 12th established CSU in this whole CSU system. We started with a class of 452 students, and we are a Division I school in 15 different sports. Our mascot is Tuffy the Titan, and we were actually recognized as Tuffy, us Titans in the 1960s because we had an elephant race here on campus. So our mascot is actually an elephant. And we are located in Orange County. We're about 7 miles away from Disneyland, 22 miles away from LA. And some of our unique majors are Bachelor's in Fine Arts, Music Theater, International Business, and we do have a program that is combined for computer engineering, bachelor's degree and master's degree at the same time. And we also have a direct entry into the nursing program. So some of our academic colleges, we have 8 different academic colleges, 110 different programs. We have almost 40,000 students in our campus. Our average age is 23 years old, and we do admit a lot of students that are transfer students. So half of our population for our students are transfer students. So we want to make sure that our students are being taken care of. We know that transfer students also have different commitments, such as full-time jobs, family commitments. So we do offer classes on the afternoon and also classes online. So students are able to move their schedules around. Some of the top major transfer, some of our top 5 transfer majors are business administration, communication, child and adolescent studies, psychology, and sociology. We want to make sure that the students are being successful in the classrooms, but also outside the classrooms, because we know that students that are feeling connected to the university are more likely to be successful overall. So we do have a lot of different campus resources. We have over 350 clubs and organizations based on your major, based on your faith, based on your interest. We have fraternity and sorority life. We have ballet folklorico, we have salsa. We even have a Harry Potter club where students can learn and learn about Harry Potter. They watch movies, they read the books. We have diversity resource centers as well. We have 5 different diversity centers. We have the Asian American Resource Center, African American Resource Center, Latinx Resource Center, LGBTQ, and we have a Dreamers Resource Center. Each center has a coordinator that's there to support the students. We also have a gym on campus that is our rec center for our students. We have a really big pool. We have our climbing wall. We also have a health center as well. So we also have housing and residential engagement, which is part of our, living on campus. We do have limited spacing. So if you are interested in living on campus, I would encourage you to apply as soon as possible. So our transfer requirements are to be in good academic standing from your last college you attended, have 60 transferable units, and have the Golden 4. The Golden 4 is oral communication, written communication, critical thinking, and math. The associate degree for transfer is optional. I know a lot of community colleges are offering it already. It is optional, so if you do have that in your community college, we really encourage you to take it and to do it. And please check our website to make sure that please make sure to check our website to make sure that we do have an alignment with the university. For our fall application window, our fall application opens October 1st to November 30th, and the application is $70 per application per campus. It's one application for all 23 different campuses. So with that application, you can apply to Cal Poly Pomona, Cal State Fullerton, Cal State Long Beach, and like I mentioned, is one application per campus. So our fall 2021 GPA was at 3.2. GPA for out of local. So if you're any community colleges, if you're a student coming from any community colleges outside of Orange County, you are considered out of local, and that is a 3.2. And this GPA fluctuates every year depending on the application pool that we get. So this was just like an example for fall 2021. Major additional requirements are music, criminal justice, dance, and nursing. So we do offer financial aid. Our cost here to be a full-time student is $3,490 per semester. And I know I'm running out of time, so these are our virtual services. We do have campus tours as well as webinars that we're hosting. So please make sure you check out our website and feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions. Thank you.
All right, I'll go ahead and take over here. So my name is Annie Lucido. I work at Laguna College of Art and Design. Let me go ahead and get my presentation up and share my screen and set my timer. Okay. All right, so Laguna College of Art and Design, we call it LCAD for short, is located in Laguna Beach, so that's South Orange County. We are a very small private art school. Orange County, of course, is not far from Los Angeles County, but it's far enough that, you know, it's a lot quieter maybe, and especially in Laguna Beach, it's a really peaceful environment. But, you know, we're close enough to industry headquarters, so there's a lot of important points on this map for our alumni and our faculty. Laguna Beach is a beautiful beach town. It's a popular tourist destination. It happens to also be a huge hub for the arts. It was founded as an arts colony in the late 1800s, so that's why there is such a you know, presence for art there. Lots of galleries, a beautiful museum. There's a big festival every summer. That's all been going on for, you know, well over 100 years in Laguna Beach. Our campus is located in the canyon. So if you head down to Laguna Beach, you have to drive through Laguna Canyon. And that's exactly where we're located. So we're just a few minutes from the beach, and the environment just around the campus is really beautiful. You know, nature-wise, you'll see some wildlife there, some massive old sycamore trees. This is our main campus. We technically have two locations that students spend a lot of time at. Main campus is where we have the drawing, painting, and sculpture studios, as well as the library, the student lounge. There's a beautiful outdoor park here, fabrication lab. And then right around the bend is our Big Bend campus. So this is where we have our digital media majors like game art, entertainment design, animation, graphic design. So all the computer labs, the downshooter labs, the AR and VR lab, as well as the Cintiq labs are housed here. And it's a short walk to get between these two campuses, but we do have a shuttle that takes students where they need to go. Okay, skipping that video. This slide is just a helpful visual to see kind of where our alumni are employed now. So as you can see, predominantly the entertainment industry, not just, you know, animation or game, you know, but all kinds of things. You can see Facebook, Nike, Microsoft. So a lot of design students end up working in those fields and those companies. This is also important to indicate, you know, where our faculty are employed. There's a really close relationship between our alumni and our faculty. And being a small school, you know, that makes it a lot easier to get to know everyone really well. And it's huge for, of course, professional networking after you graduate. Okay. So to apply to LCAD, it's free. We don't charge an application fee. You do need to submit a portfolio. That's going to be crucial in determining if you are accepted or not, and it's going to determine how big your merit scholarship is. We don't, our GPA requirement is 2.5. We don't have a very high threshold there in terms of your grades. Of course, we want you to pass your classes, but your artwork in your portfolio is much more important for our decision. Deadline wise, if you apply for fall 22, if you start your application now for fall, the early action deadline is December 1st, but the final deadline is August 1st. It doesn't make a difference in your scholarship if you apply before or after December 1st. It's just to get an early decision. So it's worth it to take your time if you need more time, especially on your portfolio. If you wanted to apply for spring 22, then December 1st is the deadline. Okay, portfolio. So this is so crucial. Just know that as your admissions counselor, it's my job to actually give you preliminary feedback on your portfolio. I can give you some good criticism so that you know exactly how to put your best foot forward and really maximize your scholarship opportunity. We have major specific portfolio guidelines. Make sure you get familiar with those because it really does matter which major you're applying to, what goes in your portfolio. Our tuition is about $34,000 a year, but that's before any merit scholarship is applied. And the average merit scholarship we award is about $8,000. So that ends up being a lot less in tuition than most art schools, especially on the West Coast here. We have some of the lowest tuition, especially compared to schools in Los Angeles. Most are around $50,000 a year at least. So we're a lot less, still a lot of money. So of course, file your FAFSA. And there are some outside scholarship opportunities that our financial aid office can help you find. We do have dorms. They are very limited though. Most students live off campus. I'm not going to spend time talking about that, unfortunately, because I'm running out of time. But take a screenshot or just jot down my contact info here so that we can set up a time to meet. I can give you a virtual tour of the campus, a preliminary portfolio review. And my last thing I want to say is that for transfer students, I recommend not spending too long actually at your community college and transfer to LCAD as soon as you can, because art classes are not automatically transferable. And most of the time students don't get transfer credit for their art classes. You will get transfer credit for your GE classes, however. We could talk about that more any other time if you want to reach out. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Melanie from University of the West. Perfect. So University of the West is located in Rosemead, California. It's about 20 minutes from Los Angeles County. We are a liberal arts, private, nonprofit university. We're accredited by the Western Association of Schools and Colleges, which means all of our classes are transferable to CSUs and UCs. And also for community colleges, we recognize your units at our college. So we highly recommend transfer students to submit their official transcripts, and we can provide you with a transfer credit evaluation, which shows how many units we've accepted and how many units you'll need to finish towards your degree. Our mission is to provide a whole person education in the context informed by Buddhist wisdom and values, which means we are Buddhist affiliated. A lot of our donors are Buddhist. We're connected with the Shilai Temple. However, we do not require our students to be Buddhist. This just means our classes are facilitated with a cultural understanding and appreciation between the Eastern and Western values. Our values at our school are all about character, compassion, and community. Our campus is tiny but mighty. We have a student population of about 300. We have 2 residence halls, a basketball court, a swimming pool. Our dining hall will open again in spring. We're on 10 acres of land, and we have views, 360 views of the San Gabriel Valley. Our student to teacher ratio is about 10:1, so each student gets a lot of individualized attention to help them succeed towards graduation. Since we are close to Los Angeles, we're also very close to these cultural attractions like Santa Monica, Disneyland. The Montebello shops are right down the street, and also Universal Studios. Our student population is about 50% international students and 50% domestic students. There's a lot of diversity on campus. Students come from all over the world, and you'll be able to interact with all these students, learn about their cultures. They come from Ghana, Canada, Sri Lanka, Thailand, China, of course, Denmark, Ethiopia, Germany, anywhere in the world you can think of. We have had students come from those places. Our campus life is very exciting. We have a lot of student clubs like Kung Fu Club, Anime Club, student government. And if you feel that there's a club that you want to create, we encourage students to definitely create those clubs. US Wednesdays, we are bringing that back this semester. It's a very exciting time on campus where we used to have different things come on campus. Like we used to have an in and out truck. Boba is widely appreciated in our community. So we used to have a boba truck come and we give it out for free to our students or staff and a lot of our community members. So everyone just gets to hang out and mingle. We are back on campus since this fall. So everyone is supported on campus. We also have student resources in our library. We have free tutoring, we have free printing. Since we have dorms, we have a great residential life coordinator. We also have important financial aid resources. You can meet with a financial aid counselor to find out what scholarships and opportunities are available for you. We have services for students with disabilities and lots of services that you can find. Our on-campus housing is extremely reasonable for the LA County. For anyone sharing a room for 17 weeks, which is the whole semester, not including a meal plan, it's less than $5,000. And our tuition for anyone living on campus, this number right here in the middle, a little over $30,000 to live on campus, which is really comparable to private universities around us, almost half the price of certain comparable private universities. Undergraduate tuition, if you're a commuter just coming into campus, is less than half, almost $13,000. Now, this doesn't even include scholarships or financial aids that we can offer you. We do offer a specific scholarship for transfer students called the Meta Scholarship, and you can earn up to students can be awarded up to $6,000 per year. All that qualifies you as a minimum GPA of about 3.0, of a 3.0 GPA. Our undergraduate programs are liberal arts, business administration, English, and psychology. In business administration, you can choose a concentration from accounting, computer information systems, international business, and marketing. Our English degrees are literature, and we have a TESOL certificate. It's very career oriented, where you can get an English degree and the certificate to teach English to speakers of other languages all around the world. So when travel is back up and open again, and if you're interested in having a career outside of the United States and getting immersed in different cultures, that would be a great certificate to earn. We also have a liberal arts degree. This is for any undecided students and students who really want to take a bunch of different classes in all different majors, take business classes, liberal arts classes, psychology classes, and you can create your own concentration. Some examples are public relations and marketing, world religion and psychology, and there are many, many others that students have created with the help of our faculty to develop their own degree program. Now, our application deadline, we do recognize rolling admission. So for the spring semester, we encourage you to complete your application by November 15th. But of course, you can submit your application all the way until the day that we start classes in January. Transfer students' minimum GPA is about a 2.0. It takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get your admission letter to find out if you've been admitted or whatever's or what's missing. And there are 2 ways to apply. You can apply on our website at applyuwest.org, and we can waive that application fee for you today using this promo code LOTUS21. We are also recognized on the Common App. All we need is a personal essay, your official transcripts, and your ID. And that's it for University of the West. If you have any questions and you'd like to email me or give us a phone call, visit our website. I'll also put our information in the chat. Thank you. Oh, hi, friend. I think you're on mute, actually.
Well, facial expressions have to count for something, but thanks for telling me I was on mute. It's kind of the way things have been a while here with COVID and everything. Everything's been muted. And and brought down, and we're all ready to get out there and do the things we want to do in this life. So let's all unmute, I suppose, our gifts and talents and get out there and enjoy. But thanks for letting me know. I'm Dan from the Academy of Art University. It's a pleasure to join you on your journey to sort of navigate through and figure out maybe what school best understands you, best gets you. In this life, we think that schools have personalities, they're living organisms, they're alive. And so when you're choosing a school, they should understand the artist's heart and soul and what makes you come alive, what animates you. And so it's in that spirit of curiosity, the spirit of exploration, for the next couple of minutes that I just want to share with you a little bit about how we do things as an art school. There are terrific art schools out there, and I hope you get a chance to explore them, get a vibe of them, visit their campuses if you can, before you invest yourself in that type of education. We're located in the city of San Francisco. We're a private family-owned school. We've been around for over 90 years as a college. And I'm going to show you a 35-second video here. I'll give you a little sense of the school, and then we'll break it down in the last couple of minutes. So please enjoy. So we exist as a school to celebrate creativity and the things that move us forward in life. City of San Francisco is where we're located with 40 buildings. 20 of those buildings are dedicated to dorms. It's a very vibrant city. We're integrated into the fabric of the city itself. And if you want to come up and visit us, we have tours that are available as well. We can take you around. Students that stay in our dorms, we have buses and shuttles and vans. So you don't need any transportation when you're up there going to our school. We have online as well, where just because of COVID, we didn't pivot. We started online education over 20 years ago. And so we're entrenched in that. And there's a lot of interesting and great ways to learn online as well. We work with students from over 115 different countries. We have an international reputation, which we're very pleased with. And a lot of great art schools out there. This is what makes us unique. We are the only art school in the entire United States with NCAA Division II sports. So if you're a man or woman who plays any of these 14 sports here, you can also be eligible for scholarships. So the artist and the athlete and you could thrive as well. A lot of times we think about the arts. Sometimes it's maybe the performing arts. Sometimes it's the applied arts, things we see here. And then there's also the fine arts, and we teach all of those. We have over 22 different majors at the Academy of Art. And if you just get a glimpse of them here, this is a little bit of a menu. We have associates, 2 years, bachelor 4-year, and master 5-year degrees. We're WASC accredited. So anything that transfers will transfer, but you always have to ask the receiving institution what is going to transfer. So we have a transfer facility open and ready for you. I'll be dropping some information in the chat box in just a moment, so you can further avail yourself of that information. And these are some of the companies, again, that hire our students. Most of our teachers work in the industry, and they teach at the same time, so they bring that industry mentality and standards and requirements into the classroom. We work with the board of advisors every year to stay relevant with what's going on in the industry. And so there are a lot of interesting things. We have study abroad programs that are opening back up, and we have a no barriers admission. So while we look for a minimum 2.0 GPA in what you do, we don't have a portfolio requirement. Some schools do, and that's wonderful. We're a little bit different. We go with the interview. We want to understand your passion and drive and commitment and work ethic and character. And if you pass that interview, well, it's pretty rigorous training. So that's what served us well for over 90 years. So our style is a little bit different in that respect. We do have portfolio scholarships available. So bring a portfolio if you have it. It's just not necessary for admittance into the school. And finally, if you'd like some more information from us, here's the way to do that. a lot of things about the careers that we have, more about the admissions and scholarships, transfer information, some wonderful events and guest speakers that we have along the way with what we do. I'm going to go ahead and drop this in the chat box as well for you. The same information that's right here, you can now avail yourself on the chat, and you can click on that and send away for information. So thank you for your time. Thanks for being here with us. I really hope that you connect to what makes you come alive inside and connect that to a career that's meaningful to you in this world. Best wishes to all.
Thank you. Scarlett, are you on?
Yeah, I'm on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. There's no questions. I was looking through the chat, but there's no questions. So you guys would have like 5 minutes and we'll start our next one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you guys.
Mhm.
Hi, it doesn't let me share because you all are still sharing the presentation. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Okay, we're
Okay.
ready to get started.
Awesome. All right, good morning, good afternoon. It's just afternoon already. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Eloisa Romero. I'm an outreach and recruitment counselor here at Cal State Fullerton, and I'm going to be talking about CSUF highlights here. So we are the Titans. We were founded in 1957. We were the 12th CSU established out of all 23 different campuses. We started with a class of 452 students, and we are Division I sports for 15 different sports. Baseball, basketball, soccer, tennis, track and field. Our mascot is Tuffy the Titan, and it's actually an elephant because in the 1960s, we had an elephant race here on our campus, and that was a day declared as a Day of the Titans. And our mascot is called Tuffy. We are located in Orange County. We're the only CSU in the Orange County, and we're about 7 miles away from Disneyland, 22 miles away from LA. And some of our unique majors is we have a bachelor's in fine arts, music theater, international business. We have a program that is combined of bachelor's and master's degree in computer engineering. And we also have a direct entry into the nursing program. We have 8 different academic colleges, 110 different degrees and programs. We almost have 40,000 students in our campus, and our average age is 23 because we do admit a lot of our transfer students. We are a commuter's campus, but it never feels like a commuter campus. And we also cater a lot of our classes to our transfer students. So we have afternoon classes, we have online classes as well, because we know that transfer students specifically have, other commitments outside of being a student. So some of our top 5 transfer majors are business administration, communication, child and adolescent studies, psychology, and sociology. We want students to be successful in the classroom, but also outside of the classroom as well, because we know that when students are engaged, they are more likely to be successful. So we do have 5 different dreamers. We have 5 different resource centers, identity-based centers, which are Dreamers Resource Center. We have an Asian American Resource Center, African American Resource Center, Latinx Resource Center, and an LGBTQ Resource Center. We also have a gym, which is our rec center, which we have a pool, we have a climbing wall, we have a bowling alley in our campus as well. We have our counseling psychological services. We have a health center, which is, like our services for students that are, not feeling so well. And we also have 150 clubs and organizations. These clubs are based on faith-based, depending on your major, interest, fraternity and sorority life. So there's so much things to do on our campus. We even have a Harry Potter club that students can join. And we also have our housing and residential engagement office, which is part of our housing. So if you want to live on campus, you're more than welcome to. We do have limited spacing. So as soon as you get admitted to the university, we encourage you to apply to the housing department. So our transfer requirements is that you need to be in good academic standing, have 60 transferable units, and have the golden 4, which is oral communication, reading communication, critical thinking, and math. The associate degree for transfer is optional, but we really encourage you to do it, and also encourage you to look into to see if we have a agreement with your community college to see if you do qualify for those. Our GPA for out-of-local students. So out-of-local means that any student that is coming from a community college outside of Orange County is considered out-of-local. It will be about 3.2. That's like, our fall 2021 GPA cutoff. It fluctuates every year, so it can go up, it can go down. It just depends on the application pool, but I'm just sharing the numbers just to give you an idea. Majors that have additional requirements are music, criminal justice, nursing, and dance. And our application does open up October 1st, which is just in a couple of days actually. And then it closes November 30th. We have one application for all 23 different campuses, and each campus you apply to is $70. We do have a fee waiver that is for applications for free. And once you put your personal financial information, it will show up. For financial resources, our cost, if you are a full-time student, meaning you're taking 7 units or more, 7 to 12 units, it's about $3,490 per semester. And we do accept the FAFSA and the California Dream Act. And we also have different scholarships, so I encourage you to look into our financial aid website to see those scholarships. We do have virtual services such as our campus tours. You can also do an in-person tour. And we have our webinar series that is happening in this month on the fall, from financial aid to nursing to other campus resources. So feel free to check us out. And that's my information. If you have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Thank you.
All right. Hello, my name's Annie Lucido. I'm an admissions counselor at Laguna College of Art and Design. And I will go ahead and start sharing my screen here. Okay. All right, so we call Laguna College of Art and Design LCAD for short, and we're located in Laguna Beach. So that's South Orange County, kind of towards the bottom of this map here. We are a very small private art school, predominantly focused on the visual arts. We are fully accredited by WASC and NASAD. So you are getting an actual Bachelor's of Fine Arts degree here. This map is also helpful to point out, our proximity to industry headquarters, and especially in the entertainment industry. That's where most of our alumni and our faculty are employed. And a little bit about Laguna Beach, if you've never been there before. It's a really popular beach town. It's a big tourist destination. It was founded as an arts colony, actually, in the late 1800s. So that's why there's such a rich tradition of art there. And when you visit, you'll see what I mean. There's tons of galleries. There's a really lovely art festival every summer. It's been going on for over 100 years. There's a great museum. And of course, as a college, we are certainly a part of that community. LCAD was founded in 1961, so we are not a new school by any means. We've been around for quite a while, but we have grown substantially in the past, I'd say 10 or so years, to include more digital media majors. We are located in the canyon on Laguna Canyon Road. So if you drive to Laguna Beach, you can really only arrive there either through the canyon or along PCH, coming from the north or the south. And our campus, being in this location is special because there's so much nature around it. It's just especially green and kind of wild. Main campus is kind of the older part of the school. It's where we have our traditional media majors. So drawing, painting, and sculpture studios are here, as well as our fabrication lab, our library, our student lounge, and our beautiful outdoor park. And then right around the bend is our Big Bend campus. So this is our digital media campus where we house our game art, graphic design, animation, entertainment design classes, and those computer labs. It's just a short walk from main campus, but you can always take the student shuttle, of course. And I'm going to skip that video and spend more time talking about how to apply and other details about transferring. So this page is helpful to kind of get an idea of where our alumni are employed, and of course where our faculty are employed as well. So Blizzard is a big one on there. Disney, of course, Obsidian, that's another big game studio. We're really well known predominantly for our animation, game art, and entertainment design degrees, just because we have really great industry ties for those. We have an advisory panel for each of our majors, meaning it's a panel of faculty and industry professionals from companies like this, some of these companies here, that meet with our faculty every year to ensure that we're keeping our curriculum up to date with industry standards. Something else I'll mention here too that I probably don't have time for, but I think it's important. I think we have some of the best alumni benefits of really any college that I've heard of. There's no alumni membership fee, so you get to take advantage of everything that the college has to offer, even as an alumni, even though you're not a current student. We don't charge you any annual fee for that. And you can come back and audit classes for free at LCAD for the rest of your life after you graduated. So you need to supplement your, your portfolio, your skills. We make sure and provide you with that no cost. Okay, I'm going to skip some of this stuff. It's free to apply to LCAD. You go to lcad.edu. You can start your application there now. I recommend you do it as soon as possible because that way you have time to get in touch with me as your counselor. It's my job to give you preliminary feedback on your portfolio, and portfolios are the most crucial thing to make sure you spend a lot of time and effort on to maximize your chances of acceptance and to get a bigger scholarship. We care a lot more about your artwork than we do about your grades. The minimum GPA to get accepted is 2.5. So, of course, we prioritize your drawings. And it depends on the major what goes in your portfolio. So we have very specific portfolio guidelines and requirements, depending on if you're applying for the animation program or the game art program or drawing and painting. So it's important to get familiar with those. And again, take advantage of me as your counselor to get some criticism on that before you submit. Our tuition is about $34,000 a year, but the average merit scholarship is about $8,000. That is really based on your portfolio. Again, that's why it's worth it to take your time on that and take advantage of me and my criticism so you can maximize that opportunity and maybe get more than $8,000. So our tuition's lower than most private art schools by far. And that's about all I have time for today. That's about 5 minutes. So if you can jot down my info there, take a screenshot, I'm happy to connect with you guys after today and we could do a virtual portfolio review or a virtual tour. Thanks for listening.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to pull up my presentation here. Perfect. So my name is Melanie. I'm the admissions representative at University of the West. Perfect. So we are located in Rosemead, California, which is about 20 minutes from downtown LA. We are a private, nonprofit liberal arts university, and we are WASC accredited. So the benefit for transfer students is you can submit your transcripts to us. We can provide you a transfer credit evaluation. We can determine how many units are transferable to our school. We'll give you a form that shows you what your full picture will be like. So how many units are left over in order to graduate at our school. Our mission here is to provide a whole person education in the context informed by Buddhist wisdom and values. Our partners are Buddhist affiliated, so we have a lot of donors from China, but this does not mean that our students need to be Buddhist in order to attend our schools. This just means we're facilitating our classes through a cultural understanding and appreciation between the East and West values. We really value character, compassion, and community. Perfect. And our campus has a lot of different amenities. We have a residence hall, one for undergraduate and graduate, a basketball court, a beautiful pool and jacuzzi. Our dining hall will open again in the spring, and we're on 10 acres of land that has 360 views of the San Gabriel Valley. Since we are close to downtown LA, if you're looking for that LA lifestyle and want to see all the different tourist attractions, we're very close to Santa Monica, downtown LA, Universal, Disneyland is a little bit of a drive, and then the Montebello shops are very close by. Our campus culture, we are tiny but mighty. We're about a 300 student population with lots of diversity, about 50% international students and 50% domestic students. We have students from all over the world, coming from Ghana, from Mexico, of course, from China, from Canada and Russia and Turkey. So we celebrate all those cultures on our campus with lots of different student events. We have Interfaith Week, and service days where you get to learn about the cultures, learn about their foods, and how they celebrate. And just lots of community events. One of my favorites that we're bringing back again this semester is UWest Wednesdays. We used to have like the In-N-Out truck come one week. Boba is very popular in our Rosemead community. So we would have a boba truck come. We would give it away for free to our students, our staff, our faculty, and also community members. So we can just join together and really immerse ourselves in our culture and community. We also have a lot of student-led clubs. We don't have sports on campus, but we do have like basketball club, kung fu club, anime, student government. And if there's a club that any student is interested in, we highly encourage you to create that club on campus. We have a lot of student resources on our campus. You can find free tutoring, free printing, the wellness center. Of course, since we have dorms, we have a great residential life coordinator. We have financial aid services to help you find as much scholarships and financial aid as possible to keep your education affordable. Our on-campus housing is extremely affordable for the Los Angeles County area. So for somebody who wants their own room, it's even less than $5,000 for the whole semester. At this time, it doesn't include a meal plan, but for spring, it definitely will include a meal plan. Now, the cost of attendance here at University of the West, if you are transferring, living on campus, this $31,000 here is going to be your cost of attendance for the year. And that's extremely comparable to the prices of universities surrounding our areas, almost half the price of the university. Now, if you're a commuter driving into campus, it's going to be even less than half of that, almost $1,300 to attend our, $13,000 for just undergrad tuition. This doesn't include financial aid or scholarships. So those opportunities will help you cut your tuition even more. We have a very special scholarship for transfer students alone, and it's called the Meta Scholarship. You can be awarded up to $6,000 per year, which can be renewed every year, and all you need is a minimum GPA of a 3.0. We can connect you with our financial aid counselor, and they can help you figure out what scholarship or financial aid opportunities there are to make your education affordable once again. Now, our undergraduate programs, we are a liberal arts school. So of course we have a bachelor's in liberal arts, business administration, English, and psychology. Our business administration degrees have concentrations in accounting, computer information systems, international business, and marketing. Our English degrees, you can have a concentration in literature, and we also have a TESOL certificate. This is really a great career-oriented certificate, so you can teach English to speakers of other languages anywhere in the world. So when travel opens up again, and you really want to travel and you want to fund your travel, getting the certificate will allow you to generate income and have a job while you're outside of the country. We also have liberal arts degree, and this is a student design concentration. So this is for any undecided student or students who want to take classes in all of our majors, psychology classes, business classes, liberal arts classes, and English classes. So students can really get a full circle education, and some examples of concentrations they've created are public relations and marketing, world religion and psychology. And there are many, many others that students have created with the help of faculty to develop their own degree program under the liberal arts umbrella. Now, our application deadline, we do recognize rolling admission. We encourage transfer students for the spring to complete their application by November 15th. But of course, we're not limited to that timeline, so you can apply all the way up until we start classes in January. The minimum GPA for a transfer student required is a 2.0. And of course, when you submit your transcripts, like I said, we can do a transfer credit evaluation and really give you a full picture of what's expected when you come to UWest and how long it'll take and how many units you require. It takes about 3 to 4 weeks to figure out if you've been admitted or not, or what items are missing. And there are 2 ways to apply. You can apply online at applyuwest.org, and I'd like to waive that application fee for you today using this promo code LOTUS21. You can also apply on the Common App All you need is a personal essay, official transcripts, and an ID. We're also recognized by the ADT, Associate Degree for Transfer. So if you're already in progress of that and you let them know that you want to come to UWest, you get priority admission as well. All right, well, if you guys have any questions, you can email me at admissions@UWest. You can call us and visit our website. I'll also leave our information in the chat for you. Thank you so much.
All right, fantastic. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon to you. My name is Dan from the Academy of Art University. And I'm here today because we had in this particular room, we had some difficulties, technical difficulties with our last room. So if you weren't expecting me to be in this room, thanks for joining us. There's some amazing art schools out there. We're part of that whole art culture. I just want to share with you a little bit about what we're about and maybe what makes us a little bit unique in the world of the arts. And as we go through here, please just ask yourself one sort of human question, if you will, when you pull off all the labels that we have of a student or, you know, whatever profession you're going to go into. I think human beings, they're looking for something that's meaningful to them, something that matters, maybe find a place where they fit and belong. So it's in that spirit of sort of finding our place. It's in the spirit of coming alive and connecting to the art inside of us and enjoying what we do because it's an expression of who we are in this world, and then taking that and connecting it to a college that gets you, that understands the artist's heart and soul, and then that college helping you find a place in the professional world as well, ideally speaking. So what we're going to talk about today briefly is the Academy of Art. We're located in the city of San Francisco. I'll show you a 30-second video and then break it down in the last 3 minutes. And then if you have any questions, please let me know. So please enjoy. Now, the city itself, if you've never been there, it's very vibrant. It's pretty much the city of the arts for the West Coast. We're integrated into the culture of the city. For over 90 years, we've been around as a college. We're family owned and operated. We're WASC accredited, so whatever transfers, and you need to ask the receiving institution about what actually does transfer. But we'll be glad to take a look at your transcripts. It's a minimum 2.0 GPA for transferring students as well. It's about a 19-to-1 student to teacher ratio, and we have study abroad programs. And speaking about study abroad, we have over 115 different countries' students that attend the Academy of Art. So that's an international reputation as well that we're very pleased with. We have a no barriers admissions, which means that we don't have a portfolio requirement to get in. We're a little bit different that way. Schools that require it are fantastic. We're a little different because what we do is we do an interview with you and we find out your passion and commitment and drive and work ethic and the things that make you come alive. And then we sort of help integrate that into the culture, find out if we're a good fit for each other, because students that come to the Academy, we want them to have that rigorous training and then go out in the field and enjoy what they do. This makes us unique. There are no other art schools in the entire United States with NCAA Division II sports. So if you're a man or woman who plays any of these 14 sports here, you can also be eligible for a sports scholarship. So it's the artist and the athlete coming together. At our school, it's a very creative, eclectic mix because we have students coming from all over the world to join us. Many times we think about the arts, it's about the applied arts in terms of the gaming and the entertainment and the music we see. We also teach the performing arts as well as the fine arts. So here's a menu to glance at for just a few seconds. We can always send you more information about any of these here as well. Some more in-depth to help you decide. We have 3 degrees, associate's, bachelor's, and master's degree as well. So depending on how far you want to take that. These are some of the companies, again, that hire our students as well. So there's a good reputation out there. We also have the board of advisors that we work with to keep current with whatever happens in the industry. And that's important because as you invest your life into a school, you want that school to be able to give you a good return on your investment. So on your journey, as you check out schools, visit them. I encourage you to do that. We have tours that go on all the time. We have buses and shuttles and vans. So if you decide to stay with us in our dorms, then you don't need any transportation when you're in the city whatsoever. Finally, to close, here's our information. I'm going to drop this in the chat box as well for you. If you click on that link, you'll be able to receive anything that you're looking for, including further transfer information and all sorts of amazing events that we have, including our scholarships too. So here we go. I'm going to drop that in the chat box and make sure you all have that. And we're completely open to questions. So best of luck to you on your journey in this life, and I hope you all find what you're looking for.
Thank you, everyone. I think we're going to have one more presentation. Let's see.
And I already answered the questions on the chat. So,
Oh, Scarlett, you're on. Okay.
Yeah. So I already asked, it was basically for Fullerton. They wanted to know if they had communicative disorder, and I let them know that you do.
Yeah.
And also they wanted to know what kind of major requirements does a student have to have in order for them to do teaching? So I gave them assist.org,
Okay.
unless you want to expand on that.
Yeah. So for teaching, we they just transfer us to regular students. They just need the 6 transferable units and then the golden for communication, reading, communication, critical thinking, and math. And then once they get a bachelor's degree, then they will just do a teaching credential, apply to the teaching credential. And then they will just meet with our Center for Careers in Teaching to get that information going as they're an undergraduate student here.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And I'll share my screen as we're getting close to the time. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you,
Oh,
guys.
thank you guys for joining us. Scarlett, so will we get started at 12:30 again?
Correct.
Okay.
And that will be like our last presentation.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna get started. Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Eloisa Romero. I am an outreach and recruitment counselor here at Cal State Fullerton. Today, I'll be talking about some of the CSU Cal State Fullerton highlights as well as transfer requirements. So we are the Titans. We were founded in 1957, And we were the 12th established CSU out of all the 23 different campuses. We started with a class of 452 students, and now we have almost 40,000 students on our campus. We are a Division I school for 15 different sports, such as baseball, track and field, tennis, basketball. And we are actually we are Titans because our mascot is an elephant, and our elephant is called Tuffy. So we're Tuffy the Titan. And the reason why our mascot is an elephant is because back in the 1960s, we had an elephant race here in our campus. So it was really exciting, and that's the day that was declared as a date of the Titan. We are located in Orange County. We are the only CSU in Orange County. We're 7 miles away from Disneyland, 22 miles away from Los Angeles. And some of our unique majors are Bachelor's in Fine Arts, Music Theater, International Business. We have a nursing program, and we also have a combined program of bachelor's and master's degree of computer engineering. We have 8 different academic colleges, 110 different programs, and our average age for our student is 23 years old. And the reason for that is because we have a lot of transfer students that we admit, and we want to make sure that our students are being supported as a transfer. And we know usually our transfer students have other commitments outside of education, right? As they're getting their degree, they have family commitments, they have work commitments. So we have catered some classes for our transfer students that are late at night or online as well. And even though we are a commuter school, we have a lot of different opportunities and activities on campus that it never feels like you're part of a commuter school. Our top 5 majors for our transfer students are business administration, communication, child and adolescent studies, psychology, and sociology. So we want students to be successful in the classroom, but also outside the classroom. So we have a lot of different campus resources. And we know that when students feel, successful and outside the classroom, they feel more, they feel more connected with our campus. And CalCIF definitely has a place for you. So we have 5 different diversity initiatives resource centers. We have an African American resource center. We have a Dreamers resource center. We have an Asian American resource center. We have a Latinx resource center, and we have an LGBTQ resource center as well. We have over 350 clubs and organizations based on your major, based on fraternity and sorority life, your faith. It's something that interests you. We have a folklorico salsa club. We even have a Harry Potter club. So there's so much things to do on our campus. We offer also counseling and psychological services, and we do have a student health center in our campus, as well as the student recreation center, which is like our gym. So we have a rock climbing wall, we have a pool, you have like classes that you can take, and we also have housing and residential engagement, which is our housing where you can live on campus. We do have limited space, so we encourage you to reach out to them as soon as possible. So our transfer requirements in order for you to transfer to Cal State Fullerton is that you do need to have 6 transferable units and the Golden 4, which is oral communication, reading communication, critical thinking, and math. The associate degree for transfer is optional, and our fall 2021 out of local GPA was a 3.2. So students that are transferring from a community college outside of Orange County will be considered out of local. And this is just to give you an idea. It fluctuates every year. So just be aware that we are an impacted campus. So regardless if you're applying for our business program or our criminal justice program, is the same GPA baseline. Majors that do require additional requirements are music, dance, criminal justice, and nursing. Music and dance requires an addition. Criminal justice requires criminal justice 101, and nursing requires that you are an RN or an LVN because you're applying to the BSN, which is the Bachelor's in Nursing. Although associate degree for transfer is optional, and our application opens up October 1st to November 30th. And we have 1 application for all 23 different campuses, and the application is $70 per campus that you apply to. You do get 4 applications for free if you qualify for the fee waiver, and that fee waiver will be done automatically when you put your financial information. I know I'm running out of time, but financial resources, we have a lot. So feel free to check out our website. Just to give you an idea, for a full-time student, per semester is $1,490, so about $7,000 per year. And most of our students do receive financial aid or scholarships. And our campus, we see here some of our virtual services. We do have campus tours, virtual and also in person. And we're doing a webinar series this coming fall. So please check us out. And that's all for me. Thank you so much for checking in. And if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. Thank you.
All right. Hello, my name is Annie Lucido. I'm an admissions counselor at Laguna College of Art and Design. Let me go ahead and start sharing my screen here. Okay. And I'll set my timer. All right. So LCAD stands for Laguna College of Art and Design. We're located in Laguna Beach, which is in South Orange County. This map here gives you an idea of, how close we are to Los Angeles County and a lot of important entertainment industry headquarters, of course. You'll find actually that there's lots of big game studios located in Orange County, so right in our backyard, and we work really close with them. Laguna Beach, if you haven't been there before, is a beautiful, attractive beach town. It's one of the, I think, more scenic ones. It's very small. There's a big arts community here. We have some really lovely galleries and a museum. There's a big arts festival every summer. The reason for all of this is because Laguna Beach as a city was founded as an arts colony in the late 1800s. So that's why when you arrive, you'll get that. You'll notice that you're surrounded by art in this city. Our campus is located in Laguna Canyon. So if you're heading to Laguna Beach, you have to go down a windy canyon road that empties out right at PCH, Pacific Coast Highway. And on the way, you'll pass by both of our campuses. So main campus is kind of the older part of the college. The college was founded in 1961. So we've actually been around for some time, but we've really grown quite a bit in the last 10 years. But at main campus, this is where you will find all of our traditional media majors like drawing and painting, sculpture, and illustration. So all of those studios are here, as well as our library, our student lounge. We have a really beautiful outdoor park here. There are lots of administrative offices right across the street. There's a fabrication lab here. So lots of resources at main campus. And then right around the bend is our Big Bend campus. So this is where we have our digital media majors, animation, game art, graphic design, and entertainment design. So all of our computer labs, the downshooter labs for animators, the game studio, Cintiq labs, as well as our AR and VR lab for extended reality. And I'm going to skip this video. And this slide can kind of give you an idea of where our alumni are employed, and a lot of our faculty are employed here as well. And I'll mention that in this slide, that we have some of the best alumni benefits of any college that I've heard of. If you graduate from LCAD, you're automatically a part of the alumni membership. There's no fee or annual fee you have to pay. We don't ask you, to donate. You get to still take advantage of all of the resources at the college just as an alum. So you can attend all, lectures, all events, networking, recruitment events with our industry partners. You can actually audit classes for free for the rest of your life after you graduate. So you can come back and, take a class to learn a skill that maybe didn't exist when you were here, or something that you just find that you need some extra help on. That's free for all of our graduates. Okay, admissions criteria. So most important thing to know is you need a portfolio to get accepted, and your portfolio is the most important part of your application. The minimum GPA that we require is 2.5. As a transfer student, you just need to submit your your college official transcript and your high school transcript as well. There's no specific transfer criteria. You don't need to have completed any specific classes in order to transfer. But we don't often accept transfer credit for your art classes. That's going to be the case at pretty much any art school. So we do automatically give you transfer credit for GE classes. So that's a reason why I tell students not to plan on spending 2 years at your community college, because it's still going to take you at least 3.5 years probably to graduate from LCAD. So you end up probably taking classes that you don't need to take. it's better to transfer sooner rather than later. To start your application, just go to lcad.edu. It's free to apply. We don't charge a fee. That's where you will upload your portfolio and your essay. The early action deadline for fall 22 is December 1st, but that's not a hard deadline. The final deadline is August 1st, and it's worth it to take your time on your portfolio if you find that you need it. It doesn't make a difference in your scholarship amount if you apply after December 1st. It's just an early action deadline. Okay, I only have a few more seconds, but I want to mention portfolios. As your admissions counselor, it's my job to give you a preliminary portfolio review before you submit your portfolio on your application portal. That's really crucial because that's going to dictate your scholarship amount. And we want to see major specific portfolios. So we have specific portfolio guidelines depending on the program that you are applying for. It's good to get familiar with those early on. Our tuition is about $34,000 a year. That is a lot less than most private art schools, and that's before any merit scholarship is applied. The average merit scholarship is about $8,000. And again, if you really push yourself with your portfolio, you can certainly aim for higher, but take advantage of my feedback early on before you submit your portfolio. So take a screenshot, write down my email there, and we can set up a time to meet over Zoom, and I can give you a virtual tour as well. Thank you so much for listening.
Hello, everyone. I'm gonna pull up my presentation here. Perfect. Hi, I'm Melanie from University of the West. I am an admissions representative. I review all undergraduate and transfer applications. So any direct questions to me, I'll be able to help you with your application. So University of the West is a private nonprofit liberal arts university. We're located in Rosemead, California, which is about 20 minutes from downtown LA. We are WASC accredited, which means any of our classes are transferable to UC CSUs. And as a transfer student, we're able to evaluate your transcripts and tell you how many units we can accept and how many units will be left over until you graduate. Our mission is to provide a whole person education in a context informed by Buddhist wisdom and value. So we are Buddhist affiliated. A lot of our donors are Buddhist. We're connected with the Shilai Temple, but this does not mean we require any of our students to be Buddhist. We accept all students. Just in our classes, we facilitate a cultural understanding and appreciation between the East and West values. Our values center around character, compassion, and community. So our campus has a lot of great amenities. We have two different residence halls, one for undergraduate students and one for graduate students. We have a great basketball court and a beautiful pool and jacuzzi. Our dining hall will open up again this spring. We're on 10 acres of land in Rosemead, and we have 360 views of the San Gabriel Valley. Since we are very close to downtown LA, we're also close to the LA tourist attractions, very popular ones like Santa Monica, Universal Studios. Disneyland is a little bit of a drive, but still close. And the Montebello shops are right down the street. The Panda Express headquarters is our neighbor right next to us. Now, our campus is extremely diverse. Our student population is about 50% international students and 50% domestic students. We have students from all over the world, from China, from Korea, Mexico, Ghana, Turkey, Philippines, Canada, anywhere. We celebrate everyone's culture and their diversity on campus. We're very community-based. So we also have a lot of student events that support our international students and domestic students really connecting and integrating in culture. So we celebrate Interfaith Week. We have a really fun events called UWest Wednesdays that we're bringing back. We used to have like In-N-Out trucks come. Boba is very popular in the Rosemead community. So we used to have a boba truck come, and we give these types of things away for faculty, staff, students, and our community just to hang out, get to know each other, learn about each other's culture and food, and really immerse yourself in the community. We also have student-led clubs. since we don't have any sports on campus, we encourage students to start up clubs. There are basketball club, kung fu club, student government club, LGBTQ club. And if there isn't one that a student feels like fits them, we encourage them to start one, get some friends, and starting a club is extremely easy. We also have a lot of student resources, free tutoring, free printing in the library. We have a great wellness, mental health counselor, great financial aid resources to help you with your scholarships and FAFSA, filling out your FAFSA. We also have services for students with disabilities. Now, our price for living on campus is extremely affordable, especially in the LA area. Having a room all to yourself for the full 17-week semester is less than $5,000. Now, the cost of attendance per year for someone living on campus based on their degree program, housing, and fees, it'll be a little over $30,000. Now, this is extremely comparable to the private universities surrounding us, almost half of what they would charge. Now, if you're a student who commutes on campus, that's less than half of the living on campus fee. So almost $13,000 to just attend classes here. And that doesn't even include the scholarship and financial aid opportunities that we can offer. We have a very special scholarship for transfer students, designated for transfer students, called the Meta Scholarship. Students can earn up to $6,000 per year, and it's renewable every year. All you're required to have is a minimum 3.0 GPA. We can connect you with a financial aid counselor, and they can help you figure out which scholarships and financial aids you're qualified for to help you support your educational goals. Now, our 4 undergraduate programs is the Bachelor's in Liberal Arts, Business Administration, English, and Psychology. For a business admin degree, you can choose from concentrations in accounting, computer information systems, international business, and marketing. Bachelor's in English, we have literature and also a TESOL certificate. This is great for students who want to travel around the world, have a career to support their financial needs out there, and you can teach English to speakers of other languages with this certificate. You can get a degree and also this TESOL certificate in the same amount of time. We also have liberal arts degrees where students can design their own concentration. This can be for any undecided student who doesn't know what they want to major in, but really try to take as many classes as possible in all the different degrees. And you can design your own concentration with the help of our faculty. Some examples are the public relations and marketing, world religion and psychology. There are many, many others that you can create based on the different classes that we offer. Now, our application deadline, UWest recognizes a rolling admission. For this spring, we encourage students to fill out their application by November 15th, but of course you can apply all the way up until the day we start classes in January. Your minimum GPA for a transfer student is about a 2.0. And when you submit your transcripts, we can give you the transfer credit evaluation. And that way you can get a full picture of how many units you'll need to take here and what you'll need to graduate. And it'll take about 3 to 4 weeks to get your admission decision. And there are 2 ways to apply. You can apply directly online at our website, applyuwest.org, and we'll waive that application fee for you today using this promo code LOTUS21. We're also recognized on the Common Application. Super easy for you to just check off University of the West. We'll get all of your information. We're also associated with the ADT, Associate Degree for Transfer. So if you're already in this program and you decide you want to come to University of the West, you get priority admission into our school. All we require is personal essay, official transcripts, and your ID cards. All right, if you guys have any questions, you can send me an email at admissions@UWest, give me a phone call, visit our website, and I'll also include our information in the chat for you. That's all. Thank you so much.
Right. Good afternoon to everyone here. My name is Dan from the Academy of Art. I'm glad to join you here on your journey to sort of figure out where you might fit and belong in this world in terms of your gifts and talents and skills, and coming alive to the art inside you, enjoying that, finding something that's meaningful, and then bringing it to a world that needs you, and bringing the world some kind of an experience from who you are and how you express yourself. So in the overall sense, we're here to celebrate creativity and the many amazing ways that it helps us live our lives and inspire us. We're the Academy of Art. We've been around for over 90 years, family owned, and it's a private school. We're about mid-range for a private college with about 10,000 students currently. And I'm going to show you a little 30-second video here, give you a little vibe of the school, and then we'll break it down the last couple minutes and hopefully answer any questions you may have. Please enjoy. If you think about it, schools have personalities like people do. They're like living organisms. So it's important to find a college that gets you. So we have an art personality. It's who we are. It's what we do. It's all about the way we arrange things and how we connect to the world and those perspectives through creativity. And so located in the city of San Francisco with over 40 buildings, 20 of them are dedicated just to dorms. So if you want to stay with us, we have all the transportation with buses and shuttles and vans in the city that you might need. So you don't need any personal transportation when you're up there. And when you come to join us, it's like jumping into a swimming pool. You get immersed in the creativity, and the whole city is alive with that as well. We have students from over 115 different countries joining us, and that's an honor to have an international reputation as well. This makes us unique in the world of the arts. We're the only art school in the entire United States with NCAA Division II sports. So if you're a man or woman who plays any of these 14 sports that are listed here, you can be the artist and the athlete. You don't have to give up one or the other. It's a wonderful program that we have going on as well. Thinking through the arts, we have the applied arts, things we might see like this. For our entertainment, we have the performing arts, acting, and we also have the fine arts, drawing, painting, sculpting, muralism, lithography, etching, and more. Here is just a list of the different types of majors that we have. Please take a glance at it. If there's something you see here that you want to know more information about, you can send away for it when we conclude here in just a moment. But we have some amazing programs for students to avail themselves of, and 3 degrees. Associate's 2-year, bachelor 4-year, and master 5 years. We are WASC accredited, so whatever transfers over will transfer. Please always ask the receiving school what they will accept in terms of the transfer itself as you go through. We have some beautiful study abroad programs when things open back up, and I'm glad to say they are slowly opening back up as well. And we have internships or externships where students, their senior year, you get a chance to work with these companies that we also work with. And so not just one time or one student going to these places, but over and over again because of our reputation with the industry. And we work with the board of advisors that help bring it all together and keep us current with the different things that we teach at the Academy of Art. So as you think about investing your life into a school, hopefully that school gets your artist's heart and soul, and then they can help you connect to the professional world you want to be a part of someday. If you want any more information about anything that we have, including transfer, where you need a minimum 2.0 GPA to transfer, they'll help you with all that process. And then we have scholarships available, and a little bit too much for me to cover in a moment. I'm going to drop this lead right in the chat box for you now. And please take a look at it, and you can click on this link and it will give you more information about our school. So best wishes to everyone. Hope you all find something that's meaningful to you and contribute and find your place.
Did Cal State Fullerton, did you get your, sorry, I put it in the chat, like the question that they had for you. Did you get to read it? She came in a bit late, so they wanted to know the yearly tuition, if you offer online or hybrid for like the business majors, and how long does it take for transfer students to complete the program?
Sure. So we have two different programs for business. We have one that is completely online. You never take classes in person, and that's through extended education. That program is a little bit more expensive than our other programs that we offer. The other one is coming as a regular transfer through the university, not through extended education. And that one, to a tuition per year. Let me share my screen real quick because I don't know from top of my head. Tuition per year, it's per semester is $3,490. Those being a full-time student, so a year is about $7,000. And the other question that she had was hybrid courses. So if you are taking the one through extended education, it's only completely online. If you're doing it through regular Cal State Apply regular admissions to the university, we do offer classes in person and online. Right now, because of COVID, I feel like people are doing more online. So we are offering that hybrid course, but it's completely up to you, and it's completely up to the professor what they're offering that semester. So we have like, it's not like guaranteed that it will be completely hybrid, but we do offer classes online. I hope that answered the question.
They have another question. Is there a geology major at Fullerton? Do you offer scholarships and financial aid for international students?
We do have a geology major, and for international students, I would encourage them to talk to an international advisor because they are scholarships based on merit, so like grades and stuff like that. And then we also have scholarships based on major. So there's scholarships that are specifically for our students in the College of Health Science and Mathematics. So, and I'll put the link in the chat for them.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome. And I know for international students, they have to do like specific, they'll meet with an advisor because, you know, they have other paperwork that they have to fill out. So but I'll put it here in the chat for you.
Perfect, thank you so much. That's all the questions that we have.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you everyone for coming. It was a pleasure having you all. We don't have any other questions, and our students will be able to see like the recordings for this event. So hopefully they will be contacting your schools if they have any additional questions.
Awesome. Thank you so
Great,
much
thank
for
you.
having us.
Thank you.